What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If you've been here before, I'm NeonMushroom. Today, we're going to be playing a league with this deck that comes straight from a gentleman named Cyrus of Crucible of Words YouTube channel. You should definitely check out. He does a ton of legacy content, but he makes a point every week to make sure to put out a piece of pre-modern content. So I highly recommend checking it out because I stole this deck directly from Cyrus. This is card for card mono green control, and let's kind of get into what we're looking at here because it's full of cards that are like accepted as pre-modern playable, but the configuration isn't something I'm used to seeing. We'll start in the lands. We're playing 4 Wastelands, which is like we're a monocolored deck, so that's kind of a write-off. We just get to do that. 4 Treetop Villages, very cool. We're a monocolored deck, so we get to play our man land, plus 4 Mishra's Factories is pretty easy to fit in as well. We're also playing two of a card that's near and dear to my heart, which is Thawing Glaciers, because we have some 13 basic forests, and we can get into a gameplay flow where we're able to like get all the forests out of our deck with Thawing Glaciers in a long game and just start to draw only gas for the rest of the game. So that's what our mana is doing. We've got Scavenger Folk, which is a card I really like. I suspect that Cyrus put this in the deck explicitly as a way to beat Dreadnought, because if you can open up on Scavenger Folk and they don't have exactly days, or maybe foil if you were the one on the play, then that card's going to sit there and play, and it's going to taunt Dreadnought for the entirety of the game. And we have other answers to decks like Dreadnought in Powder Keg, and the Disc is also going to answer that. Plus we've got like Living Wish, which can go and grab us an Uktabi Orangutan, because we're playing 4 Wish. We'll get to the Wish targets in a moment. We've got Furnaces, Powder Kegs, Wall of Blossoms, just great filler blocks for the entirety of the game, because we're a slow deck, and it'll get us into our late game. The Living Wish we'll talk about in just a second when I get through the rest of the main board. Yavimaya Elder is like a huge card advantage engine. It's going to make sure we hit our land drops. It's going to attack and block, and ultimately it's going to draw us an extra card if we're able to activate it. So it's a very good pick for this deck. For Ravenous Baloth, you can gain 4 life by sacrificing a beast. There's actually a couple other beasts in this deck that we haven't played on this channel before, so we'll talk about those like almost right now. But first, the Disc, Nevinyrral's Disc, or Nevinyrral's Disc. This Larry Nevin's disc is what it is backwards. It's like an inside joke from WotC back in the 90s. It destroys everything. It's very cool. We're really going to need a card like this against matchups like elves, goblins, anything that can go super wide, because we are a mono green deck. We're not going to have other ways to wipe the board. And then finally, we've got Genesis, which is a nice pick for a deck that wants to grind. 2 copies of Beast Attack. This is the other beast I was telling you about. It is castable for 3 green and 2 colorless, and flashbackable for 3 green, 2 colorless. It's an instant, and it puts a 4/4 green beast creature token into play. It's a nice little combo with the Baloth to keep your life total nice and high. We're also going to play 3 copies of Krosan Tusker, who's also a beast, which is really cool. But this is just like an instant speed divination that always gives you a land drop and always draws 2. It's very good in the late game. A 7 mana 6/5 can sometimes just win you the game. The sideboard is not full of sideboard cards. The only sideboard cards in the sideboard really are 2 copies of Naturalize, which are, I don't need to explain Naturalize at this point. Everyone knows what's going on. 2 copies of Hailstorm, which is one we haven't played with yet. It's an instant speed pyroclasm, but it also deals a damage to you and each creature you control. We don't care about that. And then we're also playing 2 copies of Wing Snare, which is going to destroy target creature with flying, aka Exalted Angel. The rest of the sideboard of this deck is literally a package, a wishboard package for our Living Wish. We've got Spore Frog, which is going to be incredibly good, especially in matchups like Angry Ghoul, where like 1 fog can actually win you the game. We're going to have Cartographer, which is awesome with Wasteland. You can like Living Wish for Cartographer, pick up a Wasteland, continue to do that thing. Uktabi Orangutan and Nantuko Vigilante, pretty self-explanatory. An additional Genesis, I imagine this comes up when your first Genesis gets Swords to Plowshared and like a super grindy matchup like Landstill, so that might come up. We've got a Kamahl, which will interestingly be able to pick off our opponent's not man lands. It'll make their lands into man lands. And it becomes a 1/1 creature until end of turn. It's still a land. What's really cool about that is that the disc doesn't dictate non-lands. It just says the type of permanence. So if the land is a creature, it still blows it up. And then we're going to, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Powder Keg does the exact same thing. It does. Artifact and creature. So this can turn their lands into creatures that you can blow up with Powder Keg. We've got one card we haven't touched on this channel yet, which is Silvos, Rogue Elemental. It's just a big-ass 8/5 with trample for 6 that regenerates. So in non-swords matchups, it should be quite good. A Bottle Gnomes for red and a Masticore for decks like elves. This is the deck. Super pumped. Hopefully we can like nab a trophy. That way I can gloat to Cyrus at the end of this league. Let's hop into round 1. Grease, yo Shroom, where do you purchase a case of katanas from? I just do your LGS. It's pretty hard to buy an entire case if you're not going through Amazon. And I understand people not wanting to buy it from Amazon. I don't have a code. Actually, we're going to get into this round in just a second, but I do want to mention this because I'm talking to the comments right now if you're watching on Fluorescent. I've gotten some people asking about a code. I'll have one shortly, but it's only going to be for Europeans. In the American market, they just sell through LGSs. So if you want to support Ultimate Guard, which this stream and all our videos are sponsored by, just buy Ultimate Guard products from your LGS. Yeah, the promos are sweet. If you're watching this, I'm showing off promos. I don't know if any of it'll make it into the VOD. All right, we'll be on the play. And this hand contains lands that have text. Krosan Tusker and Phyrexian Furnace. Yeah, we really hope this Wasteland does anything, but we'll keep it. Bug them to sell outside the US. I would love to buy. They do sell outside the US, but they don't sell direct to consumer outside the US. They sell B2B. So they sell the businesses that sell to you. But I believe the European market can actually buy directly from them. All right, we do want to just open on a spell, I think. So we'll go Forest, Tap, Furnace, Pass. This will let me keep the graveyard under control in case it matters. Plains into a Deathblade Elite. It looks like we're playing against White Weenie. So Nary 11's Disc is going to be a big one. These Wastelands are also looking particularly dead. I'd play a Treetop here, but this deck sometimes plays Wasteland, and I really want to cycle this Tusker. We'll just jam out this Forest and Pass. Yeah, we bought our cases off Amazon, but I don't like using Amazon to purchase stuff. You can if you do, like no shade here. But we did that specifically for the channel. We just needed to have a lot of product on hand to make videos with. But less of an issue now that we've got the sponsor lockdown. So seriously, shout out the Ultimate Guard guys for reaching out. That this has been a very good, lucrative business transaction for me personally. Factory's a welcome draw. At the very least, it'll keep that Whip Quarter busy or pull out of swords from their hand. But I really feel like we need to cycle this Tusker. City of Traders. Daru War Chief. Soldier spells cost 1 less, and soldiers get +1/+2. We might be up shit's creek without a paddle, boys. We're playing at Soldiers Tribal. This is a deck I definitely want to try at some point. We'll take some pain. If we can draw a disc, we might be okay. I say might because they could just have Disenchant, and that thing comes into play tapped, which is problematic for sure. We'll go grab a basic forest. There he is. Take a draw off the Krosan Tusker. Another factory. Okay, next turn. Yavimaya Elder, huh? Let's go Wasteland, and let's right now deal with this acceleration they were able to pump themselves into. Then, do I want to play another factory? I think I do. What I want to do is play another factory. Oh, wait, no, I already put my land for turn. So what I want to do is play Yavimaya Elder. I think this thing's just on blocking duty. And then we will also just eat the bottom here. You can go. For what it's worth, I've been digging in the FNM. I've been digging the FNM with Max. Yeah, I'm glad people are liking that series. It streamlines our recording process, and I think it lets us go a little bit deeper on archetypes. STP, yeah, that's good. I'll take some life gain. Wasteland, probably hit my factory now. Good thing I have another one. This is a clock. This is a hell of a clock. I will take a draw. It's Living Wish. Let's see. Do we have anything? Thank you for the resub, Swallville. Do we have anything that would protect us from the situation that we're currently in? Hailstorm's an instant. I can't wish for that. I could Living Wish for a Spore Frog. That would let us establish a factory. Okay, let's do that. Let's go Mishra's factory. Tap it and a green. Cast Living Wish. Resub 6 months. Very cool. Yeah, I'll search. There is my Spore Frog. Tap and play it. And then we will eat the bottom of our opponent's graveyard. We really need disc in this matchup. Pass the turn. Opponent's deck is cooking. It's a very cool deck. As a dev, Twitch has a bug that drives me nuts. Rerun ads even after the sub to a channel. That's annoying. All right, they can attack, and then they're going to provoke. So I will block, and then I will sack. Third land, tap for 3. Ooh, who do we got here? When it enters, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Put all soldier cards revealed this way into your hand. And, oh, wow. I didn't realize we have that cycle for soldiers. That's cool as hell. All right, we're definitely dead here. We did manage to draw all lands, although we kept a hand with kind of all lands, so I can't be too mad about that. Sideboarding this matchup. I think I want Bottle Gnomes and Masticore on the sideboard for the Wish part of the deck. So I think what I do want is Hailstorm. Hailstorm looks fine. No Vigilante, no Genesis. I think it's just 2 Hailstorms. And then we need to get on the board in a matchup like this. I also think Phyrexian Furnace isn't doing us any favors. Scavenger Folk looks mid, but maybe it'll have a target. We're just going to try this. All right, we get to be on the play again. Okay, I like having a keg. We've also got a Beast Attack. Yeah, we'll keep this hand for sure. Oh, we haven't played Beast Attack on the channel yet. It makes a 4/4 at instant speed. It's pretty cool. I could lead on Treetop. I'm not willing to get Wastelanded turn 1 here, so we're just going to pass. Opponent just drops the plains. Relatable. I think we're just going to play a keg. Ooh, disc too. Okay, this is going quite a bit better. Keg and pass. I think we'll push that thing up to 1 and then see what type of permanents that they play. All right, we got a Whip Quarter. It's definitely going to 2 now. Unstep my turn, trigger the keg. And let's always yield to this. And yes, I will take it up. and I will draw. Another forest, don't hate that. Let's just drop it. Tap for 1, 2, 3, drop an Elder, and pass. Tap for 3 for a Sultari Champion. I like it. You can attack if you want to. I wouldn't. End step, my turn. We will take the keg up again. And then that's a Wasteland. Let's go ahead and see if they've got something for my disc. Show me a Naturalize, boss, and you can go. All right, attackers are fine. I think we will pop this keg on too, and then we can just yield through turn. Wasteland for sure. Pop my factory. I like it. Extend into the disc seems crazy. I guess they need to make me pop it, but that's kind of a weird play. All right, let's go ahead and pop. How big is this thing? It's a 2/2. Yeah, let's just pop the Elder. Grab a couple forests. 1, a 2. Bitch, I said 2. And let's draw a card off the Elder. Then you cost 1 to pop. We'll just play a Treetop Village, and I think we'll ship the turn. Vivacious, what's going on? How you doing? Attackers, yeah, we'll pop this disc. You know what? Wait, you know what? Let's take this damage. I'll pop the disc at end step to disincentivize them from putting anything else in play. I'll use my life total as a bit of a resource. Wastelands are pretty strong here. End step, pop the disc, go to my turn. Now it's unfortunate. I can't beast attack now. But what I can do is clog the board up. So let's go 1, 2, Wall of Blossoms. Take a draw. Thawing Glaciers. I'm not going to start Thawing Glaciersing until I can beast attack. So let's just jam another Wall of Blossoms. Take a draw. Another Wasteland. All right, we'll pass. Cyrus's deck that he came up with here is pretty cool. I like it. Catapult Squad. Tap 2 untap. Deals 2 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. That is not something we care about. Take a draw. Living Wish. Nothing I want to do with that yet. We'll just play a forest and hold up beast attack. All right, they make their 4th land drop. We're going to see the Soldier Lord here. Yeah, this is the one that lets them look at the top 4. So we're about to get some info. They get Deathblade, and that's it. This is a 4-mana draw one. That does also happen to be a 2/2, a 2/3. All right, go to the end step. All right, this is actually the first time this card's getting cast on this channel. Beast attack. These are some weird looking goblins. All right, we go to our turn. Now we can start getting these Thawing Glaciers going. Ooh, we can also jam a disc, which I like. Go to combat. Beat for 4. If they want to like double block, that's fine with me. Damage. And then we will 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's another disc. Good luck. Tap for 3. Sultari Champion. Okay, so I've got this disc. I guess they need to make me do something, right? Untap, take a draw. Let's go ahead and activate Glaciers now. We'll do it on our turn. That way if they have Wasteland, they can't like get us with it. Get a forest. Play a forest. What's going on, Fatty Malaks? Fatty Malakis. Fatty Malakis? How do you pronounce that? Can you give me a phonetic on that? I don't know if I've asked you for that yet. We know they've got a Deathblade Elite in their hand and 3 mystery cards. Let's just see if they, you know, I'm at 13. Let's just pop the disc. Let's pop the disc at their end step. For now, let's just tap for 2 and cast Living Wish. Let's go grab something good. All right, in this spot, I think the card that I would like, Fatty Malakes. Nice. Appreciate it, buddy. Here, there's nothing obvious that I want. I think it could just be Silvos. Although Silvos plays pretty poorly into Swords to Plowshares, right? Is there anything that works with Swords to Plowshares? Not really. No, I think we'll just go grab Silvos Rogue Elemental, planning to do some shit to them next turn. And then I'm just going to attack with this beast. They can double block if they want. I don't super care. All right, I'm going to kill your thing. Oh, I guess they can kill it. This is fine, though. We're happy to blow the Nev's disc. I've never seen this card in my life. It's pretty cool. End step, you may go. How much is this thing to flashback? The same cost? I get to keep doing that? That's amazing. Attackers is fine. They can full send. It truly doesn't do anything. They should just attack for 2 with the Sultari Champ. They know it. All right, I'll take 2. Fatty Malakes, perhaps. Anyone going to FNM tonight? I'm technically going to an FNM tonight, but not to play. All right, they go to end step. This lets me freely pop this disc. Let me go to my turn. I think we'll just play Thawing Glaciers and Silvos. Thawing Glaciers. You know, we could just beast attack at end of turn and play Wall of Blossoms. I like that line better. All right, we will pass. These Wastelands, pretty poor. Is the Blue-Green Madness you uploaded yesterday the same list you've played in prior videos? It's a slight change. I like to keep my list as up to date as possible on like what I think is going to be good into X metagame. That and Deathblade Elite with 3 in hand for sure. And they pass to me. How big are these things? We got a 2/3 and a 2/3. Deathblade Elite pumps itself. That's actually really cool. Beast attack. Hiya, my turn. Ooh, Powder Keg. Don't mind if I do. All right, let's activate here. Grab a forest. Go to combat. Beat. They'll take the pain, which I'm really into that. And then yeah, let's play a Wasteland. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A Silvos Rogue Elemental. Another first for the channel. Then we'll pass the turn. Ooh, I should have left Regenerate up. I was thinking I'd leave Wasteland up in case they like jam something, but it's just as good to blow it up on my turn. That was if they reprisal this, that was my fault. I could have held up Regenerate. They swords it, so I care much less now. They're playing another 1-drop, so now this keg's going to be really good. The catapult is not going to be great for us. Attackers. They could provoke my beast to death, right? They don't do that, it looks like. Is that attacking or blocking? Yeah, they could have provoked my beast and killed it if they wanted to. Block. I'm going to one, but it's not a pre-modern one. Oh, what are you playing? What format are you going to play? If I played in my FNM tonight, it would be modern. All right, so they're kind of letting me get away with having this beast. Thawing Glaciers, combat. I do need to get the job done eventually, so we'll attack for 4. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, Yavimaya Elder. 1, 2, Powder Keg. Try to get that up to 1. I might even play my second Powder Keg. Yeah, the earlier I get these going, the better. Is the 2015 modern video out yet? Curious about that one. Not yet. It'll actually be out on Fluorescent, I think. Because I want to, like, I might release it on NeonMushroom. Actually, I haven't decided yet. But it's being edited tonight, actually. 4 mana. Another War Boy. Yeah, that's pretty good. Those are big dudes. We need, like, some more meat, some beast attacks. Do we play Call of the Herd? Let's actually look into that really quick. We must, right? Ivan, what's going on, dude? No, we actually don't play Call of the Herd, which I guess makes sense. We generally want much bigger creatures than that. Yeah, all these abilities are good. Declare blockers. What's the biggest thing? Are they all 3? They're all 3. So, oh, this one's 4. Okay. And then activate the Yavimaya Elder. Let's go grab, let's make sure there's no forests left in our deck. Cool prizes for the championships, by the way. Yeah, I'm excited. We'll show some more between rounds. Ooh, Ravenous Baloth is a killer draw. All right, end step, my turn. All right, let's always yield to this Powder Keg trigger. Oh, we already are. Yes, yes. Another Baloth, that's quite good. All right, let's just pop this on 1 now. And let's go ahead and do the glaciers. Grab another forest, play a forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, Ravenous Baloth. 1, 2, 3, 4, Ravenous Baloth. Now you get to play defense. Unfortunately, I think this keg needs to go up to like, well, I guess 2 would be good enough, but 4 would be the ideal number. They're low on cards for now. All we can do is pass. Attacking doesn't actually do anything. Give me that Thawing Glaciers back. Attackers, they can't full send, can they? All right, they've got tap 2, deals 2. All right, go to blocks. Every single creature gets in front of that. STP, one of them, no response. I gain 4. Damage. All right, now we just got my 4/4 versus a couple 3/5s. But this keg could be on its way to solving all our problems for us. It'll take a couple turns, though. Yep, tick that up. Take a draw. Ooh, la, la. What if, and hear me out, I simply cast a Krosan Tusker? You may go. Tap for 2. We see another Catapult Squad. We could actually kill that if we wanted to. End step. But I think we're just going to, like, save up for the keg on the 4-drops. So we'll tick that up. Take a draw. Another Beast Attack is a welcome addition to the hand. I can actually cast and flash it back. I think we are solidly in our end game now. I think we're good to go. Here's a forest, and you can just go. I'll cast and flash it back at your end step. Thawing Glaciers back to hand. Feels good to have all these forests in play. Krosan Tusker seems like a fine canvas for some sick altars. It does. I actually need to pick up like 20 of these. I want to do a tournament with Krosan Tusker as the entry promo. They're still very affordable. I kind of want to... So if you look at it, it's kind of a circle already. I kind of want to make him into Pac-Man, but like a really fucked up Pac-Man from like Doom. All right, they're going to combat. We go to blockers, pop a block here, and pop a block here. Damage, kill that dude. So now we don't even have to worry about him, which is pretty great. Did they not kill my Tusker? What's the plan here? You had to do this while it was attacking or blocking. You couldn't let damage happen. Okay, we win. Game 3. I like our plan versus this deck. We're just going to stay the course. All right, this hand contains the Thawing Glaciers Forest. We've got a Scavenger Folk, which is effectively a chump blocker. I think we're going to keep this because we've got a disc, but it's not as good as our last hand. Deathblade? Ooh, no Deathblade. Okay. Treetop's the draw. I think I will get the Scavenger Folk into play. City of Traders. Cool, cool. Sultari Champion, for sure. All right, let's go to our turn. We're actually going to clock them with their Scavenger Folk, as weird as that is. And if they play a land, their City of Traders goes bye-bye as well, which is pretty sweet. All right, damage. Let's go factory into a wall and pass the turn. What do we draw here? Another wall, that's fine. Defenders are good. Tap for 3. Another champion would be not good. Squad's fine. Wasteland for sure. So if they think they're going to be able to like pop this Wasteland and keep me off my game plan for any amount of time, they're in for a rude awakening. I got lands in my hand. I'm going to play Treetop Village first though, in case, oh, another forest. Don't mind if I do. 1, 2, Wall of Blossoms, draw a card, pass the turn. Next turn, we probably want to start the Glaciers grind. We really want to get as many basics into play as possible. Whipcorder for sure. I will take 2, Hopefully this disc doesn't get blown up and these Ravenous Baloths can keep us alive long enough that we can kind of do our thing. Another Wall of Blossoms. I think I shall. What do we see? What do we see? On tap land? No luck. Let's go with I'm going to play a Treetop Village. That way, if I draw an untapped land, I can like immediately deploy the Larry Nevin's disc. Because the longer I wait, the higher the chance that they have disenchant is. Another plains, attackies, just 2. I can't stop you, that's fine. My turn on tap, draw on tap land. No luck, so we'll play a Thawing Glaciers. And then we're gonna simply ship the turn. And even if they they draw and play a Wasteland and pop our Glaciers or something, we can just cycle the Tusker. So now it's just coming down to, can we deal with the champion? There's the Wasteland we feared, but we have the Tusker, so it's okay. That is gone. All right, combat can still just attack for 2 because these Wall of Blossoms are amazing. End step, let's cycle the Tusker. Grab me a forest and then draw a card. Nice. We got lands now, which is awesome. Okay, now we've got plenty of lands. Let's see if they've got the disenchant. Hard to imagine that they don't, but if they don't, we do just kind of win on the spot. Okay, they didn't there. Maybe it's a Seal of Cleansing or of Silence. That makes sense. So now I think we'll have to start deploying some type of attackers, which we have effectively 5 of in our hand because Beast Attack counts as 2. And the Ravenous Baloths can keep us alive, so we're still really not sweating it. But that said, what if I just played another Nev's Disc? What if we just did that? Got another Aura? I have to imagine they do. Attack, I'll take 2. Decent draw there, yeah, no kidding. It's pretty good. No Aura? Okay, this is game over, I think. We'll untap and draw. We'll play out of Mishra's Factory and just ship the turn back. We're even fine taking 2 additional damage. Ouch. End step, amazing. Okay, show me what you got. Pop disc. All right, all the dudes go to the bin, and then I got another piece of candy for you, dude. Instant speed 4/4. Take a draw, and then we will land drop, man up the Mishra's Factory. Combat, send for 6. We're going to try to put them on a clean, quick 2 turn clock here. 3 turn clock even. And then just pass. Actually, no, 2 turn, because next turn I'll flashback Beast Attack. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have lethal next turn. The Wasteland breaks that up pretty good, though. Yeah, you can cast that. I don't know if this matters anymore. I think it's 2 tempo negative now. How many did you draw? Deathblade, and that's it. Yeah, they play way too many non-soldiers for that card to actually be good, I think. I think that might be a deck building mistake from our opponent. Very cool deck, though. Shout out Byron AUS. Australia, is that what that means? Let's jam another Beast Attack into play. Next turn, untap, draw. Another Nev's Disc is fucking rude, huh? Wasteland. Let's just Wasteland their... Nah, they can have the Wasteland. Combat, attack with everything. Damage, go to 8. And then here's the tough news. 1 Ravenous Baloth, 2 Ravenous Baloths. You can go. I think it's over. I think it's got to be over. This is a deck of all time. Been digging the crap out of Premodern last year, just about to finish Orzhov Control, and have built Standstill. I'm curious what to build for my 3rd Premodern deck. Dr. Teeth, baby. Unless you have like no budget, then build Teged. Yeah, that's an officer. I think you're just dead though. Draco Blast is a sick one. What do you show me? 2 soldiers this time. Neither are castable. You don't have attacks. End step, my turn. All right, let's untap, draw a forest, play it, activate this Mishra's Factory with this Wasteland, and combat full send. Wait, is one of these the ones that taps too? No. Attack with all. You got an STP? STP, yeah, I'll just let that get exiled. All right, you can go to 1 opponent. Unless you want to block all the beasts and kill your whole board, then you can go to 3, I guess. Ooh, we win. They see it. All right, nice. Starting the Mono Green Control League off with a win. Feels good. While we're waiting, ooh, more promos. So you guys saw that was first place. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are a little bit different. Basically, 2nd place is going to get to choose their pile first. So this one is a mixture. I did this Brushland, which is really cool. I'm into it. And then our local altar, Kyle the Duke, did this Swords, this Plains, and this Wild Growth. So they're pretty cool. The idea is that this package is a cool one for Enchantress. That's why we're letting people choose. Then we've got the 3rd of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. And that's going to be these 2. Rachel and I collaborated. She did the paint, what is this, stained glass. And then these are white borders. So I rebordered them and kind of gilded them in outline with these foil markers. They're really cool. And then a playset of Albana Corsi, Mr. Meeseeks altered Call the Herds that I added red eyes to. So those are cool. And we found an opponent, so we'll continue that soon. All right, we're on the play. We found our opponent. So we'll take the play. And then this hand contains, ooh, opponent's a huge fan. Oh, thank you. Good luck, have fun. And this hand contains 3 lands and a bunch of stuff to do. So I think we're just keeping it. All right, we'll just open on Treetop and pass. Those are sexy. Glad you like them, buddy. I'm into them too. I've been pink boarding my cards recently. I love them so much. Pink border rules. All right, Duress is good, but I don't think it's going to solve all the problems they're about to look at. Disc is a good pickup though. I play 4. Untap, draw a wall. We'll just play Treetop, tap for 1, play a Furnace, and eat the bottom. You may go. Ooh, Grand Coliseum. This is probably like black-white control. Let's play a forest, and let's just pass. We're definitely just going to cycle the Krosan Tusker. Disc plus Chain of Vapor is so good. Green, black, white. Pernicious Deed for sure. All right, passing to me. Let's go ahead and cycle this Tusker. Grab me a little forest, take a draw, go to my turn. Genesis is a great pickup here, if I'm being honest. Let's tap for 1, 2, play a Wall of Blossoms, take a draw, and we'll play a Factory. And then we can just pass the turn. Do we want to like play a Scavenger Folk? Nah, that doesn't even make sense. We'll just pass. Mix. Hey chat and Neon, you're definitely my comfort Friday stream to watch after a long week. Appreciate that, buddy. I'm glad you find some enjoyment in the streams, buddy. Welcome. Lava Mance, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, Friday. It's this is an actual weekend for me. I've got an event tomorrow, so I get to take a little break from work. Just passing to me, I love to see that. Untap, draw, play forest, play for 1, 2, 3 Yavimaya Elder, and now we'll stop F6ing through the turn, so I can sack my Yavimaya Elder in response to a cracked Pernicious Deed. Now this is most likely Abzan. It could be 5-color control. Tainted Pact. Exile the top card. Oh, hell yeah, that resolves. Love how much you've grown with Premodern. I've watched you ever since you started paper videos on the main channel. So happy you're growing so much. Oh, appreciate that. Thanks, puppy. You rule. Hope you have a good one. All right, Grease, have a good one, buddy. Enjoy. You're the only monkey in the shop tonight? Or today? All right, well, I hope you at least get 1 day off this weekend, buddy. The plan here is just to not miss land drops, find wastelands at some point. You have the weekend off. Nice. All right, have a good weekend, buddy. Ooh, Graveborn Muse. That's a good one. Yeah, it resolves. Tackers. NeonMushroom t-shirts win pretty soon. Juice and I have been in talks about merch for like months and months now. I'm struggling to figure out how I want to release merch because I don't have the funds to like front a big batch of merch, but I'm horrified to do print to demand merch since I've done that for old channels I had when I was much younger, and the quality is always so medium. So that's my worry there. Take a draw. It's another Nev's disc. So this disc will actually solve the deed problem for us, and I think I would like that problem solved for us. So let's jam the disc and we'll let them get an extra card off of the Muse. The nice thing is if they want to Pernicious Deed the disc, it shares a CMC with the Graveborn Muse, so it doesn't matter. I have an event tomorrow as well, and I've decided to play Hypnox Halls. I'm super excited. That's about as spicy as it gets, buddy. Good luck. That deck sounds sweet. Snow-covered swamp. Collaborate with Ultimate Guard for some life-size katana sleeves that can be worn as vests. Shout out katana. That would be so fire. Attacking doesn't do anything. Looks like they're just passing. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sacrifice this. I'm not going to hit their Tainted Pact, actually. I'm going to hit one of my cards. That way, if they have a Skeletal Scrying, they can't cuck my card draw. So I'll eat my own Nary Levin's disc. And then we'll go to our turn. We're all untap, all draw. That's a Wall of Blossoms. We'll play a forest. We will just pop this right now. No hullabaloo about it. Goodbye, everything. Any order into the bin. We could attack with a manland here, but the chance that they have like a removal spell is pretty high. I think we're okay with it if they have one though, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll play Ravenous Baloth, then we'll attack with Factory and see if they've got something for it. But playing the Baloth before activating, I guess it doesn't matter what order we do it in, but it's nice that we're insulated against Diabolic Edict here. The swords will pump this to itself and gain 3 instead. And then you may go. Tap for a white and a black and a colorless. Ooh, wave, that's interesting. Well, that's certainly allowed. With the Phyrexian Tower and this Cabal Therapy, I suspect there is an Academy Rector in our opponent's deck. Looking for Naturalize? I don't think I have Naturalize on my main board. I've got Scavenger Folk, but yeah, no Naturalize. We're not doing that. We've got him in the board, though. Not to worry. All right, we draw. We'll just play one of these forests they know about. Go to combat. We will attack for 4, which should cause them to snatch our Baloth. Opalescence coming? That would be not great. And then we will put a keg into play. Put a Wall of Blossoms into play. No disc, no disc, no disc. Okay, that makes me look less dumb. I think we won't Living Wish, because if they have a Cabal Therapy in the bin, I don't want to show them what I'm getting. I'll just drop the Wall of Blossoms and see. I should have played the Scavenger Folk as well, actually. What the fuck is that little druid thinking? Yeah, he's, if you're talking about this guy, He's seeing sounds, man. He's hearing the colors. Looks like they're just passing, which is fine with us. We'll untap and take a draw. Tick that up. Draw a Wasteland. I'm into that. We'll play a Wasteland. We'll pop it on Tower is the only utility land they have, so we're just going to hit that. And then I think we'd like to consult our sideboard. Ooh, that's a good one, huh? Okay, let's Living Wish. I would like to use the ability. Let's grab Nantuko Vigilante and morph that bad boy. And then we can just pass. Man, I wish Premodern wasn't so expensive on MTGO. You're telling me, man. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I now have a DB account, so it's not expensive for me. But I would recommend using a rental service if you're going to play on MTGO. In paper, proxies and gold border legality is so prevalent that it like almost doesn't matter. All right, they would like to hit this, so I will flip it face up and just blow the wave. Then we can yield through the turn. Yeah, Mana Traders is what I use as well. A DB account is a Daybreak account. Basically, Daybreak Games, the people who handle MTGO, give me an account with all access. That's why I have so much. That's why my decks look perfect. It's because I get to handpick all the versions of cards that I use. But I am a sponsored player. Academy Rector. Okay, so they can do some stuff. I'm really glad I dealt with that wave, because this is going to let them trigger the Rector and probably get another wave. What do they get with the... Oh, it's a form of the dragon. 5 damage to any target at the beginning of your end step. Your life total becomes 5. Creatures without flying can't attack you. What the fuck? How do I beat Form of the Dragon? That's crazy. Yes, I will use the Powder Keg. Okay, I know what I need to do. I don't know that I have the strength to do it. I have to find a way to kill my own Genesis so I can get back my... Wait, where did my Yavimaya... Where did Nantuko Vigilante go? How did that thing get exiled? Did they like STP it? Can I beat this? Is this like a thing I can beat? Let's look at my sideboard. Spore Frog, Uktabi, Genesis, Hailstorm. I think that I can't beat this, actually, you guys. Their life total keeps becoming... They exiled it with Parallax Wave. Didn't I destroy their Parallax Wave? Oh, right. They target it, I blew it up, then the target resolves. Duh. What I should have done was blown up the Parallax Wave before the target, because then I could use this Genesis as a way to buy back into it. I don't have Naturalize in my deck, and my Living Wish, even if I were to draw it, I don't think does even a single thing. Yeah, it's next game. They got us. That Form of the Dragon absolutely got us. All right. So things we want in this matchup are for sure these Naturalizes. Most of this is just stuff for my Living Wish. So I think it's just a pair of Naturalize. What's not good versus this deck? I think Wall of Blossoms isn't super necessary. Same with Keg. Oh no, I have the hiccups. Yeah, I think we're just doing that. 2 for 2, full send it. We're playing against some spicy shit in the league today, boys. Oh, they're going to take a second sideboard, and let's continue on our journey through the promos. So another one of the not first place, but second through third place promo packs. We saw the first two. The last one is Rachel. Miss Rachel, my partner, made these. I just recently picked up a black border playset of Rishet Import, so I'm donating one of my gold border sets. And she did like a really cool, like almost 4 seasons, but with like, this one's actually Diablo, this one right here. There's a town portal in the corner. There he is. That's one of the runes. Can't remember which one, but this one's cool. And I threw in a basic for that one. It's not this basic. It is, where did the basic that goes with this go? There it is. A Kyle LeDuc altered swamp goes with these Rishet imports. So that's all the stuff for the top 4, first through 4th. And then we also have, let me make sure I don't lose the order of these. It's pretty important because I turn these into the TO tonight. Then we've got a few raffles. So we've got one of the raffles. No, this isn't a raffle. I'm sorry. I'm not even in the raffles yet. Top 8. If you're in top 8, these is all the stuff for top 8. What you get is each person in the top 8 is going to get one of each of these. This here, I can show it better. There we go. This Smother and this Red Elemental Blast. I did both of these myself. Each 5th through 8th gets one of each of those, and then 2 of these blank gold border tokens from the gold border decks. And then we'll play this match, and then I'll show you the raffles. I would like to play first. This hand contains a disc, a couple elders, some man lands. Yeah, we'll keep this. We're going to try to push damage with man lands. That is our goal. Yeah, I love blank gold tokens. They're, I use them. Oh shit, I think I got them put away. But I use, oh, I have them actually. They're next to me. Yeah, this is one of them. So how I use the gold tokens, our opponent's deciding their mulligan right now, so I can show you. How I use the gold tokens is, here's the angels I use for my land still deck, but instead of writing on the token, you just write on the inner sleeve. And then you have a token that you can change to your liking. So that's what I would recommend people who get these do with their gold border tokens. All right. Opponent is keeping a 6, it looks like, and we're just going to open on... It's going to be kind of weird, the way I sequence this, but I'm going to lead on a Mishra's Factory and pass. I think turn 2, I'm going to attack for 2. I want to force them to use all their early interaction as fast as possible. Duress is fine. They're just going to grab a Nev's Disc, because they have to. They don't really get a choice. The reason we played Factory first is because we didn't have a 2-drop, so we kind of built our own 2-drop. Combat, attack for 2, and then pass. Next turn, I think we're going to drop an Elder. Unless our Elders get Therapy, then we're going to drop a Treetop Village. Ooh, a little bit of a Furnace. I like it. We're going to Duress. Therapy. Nothing? Okay. So because of that, I think we will go Forest and just jam Elder. We're going to try to use all of our mana as fast as we can because our opponent is playing what is effectively a combo deck. So I need to be able to go as fast as possible. Use all my mana every turn, basically. Yield through this turn. They don't Swords the Elder, which is really good. This lets us go Forest. Tap the Factory to attack. I'm going to deal 4 while holding up the Elder's Sacrifice ability. The reason I'm not playing Baloth here is because I don't want him to draw Swords to Plowshares and just get the Elder. All right, so that's 4 damage. Then we're going to pop the Elder. Then we can go tap Treetop Village into Ravenous B. Graveborn Muse is great. This is why we did all this early attacking for 2. We know there's a 3/3 in their deck. We got as much damage out of these little creatures as humanly possible. If we had sequenced by opening with Treetop Village, our opponent would probably still be at 20 life. All right, let's grab a couple of forests, keep those lands flowing like honey, and then let's draw a card off the Elder, and let's go to our turn, and then we can untap, and we'll use this turn to, again, use all of our mana, tap land plus Ravenous Baloth, and then put it on them to have a removal spell for it. Baloth is a lot scarier when your opponent's at 6 less life than their starting life total. They Therapy. They know there's an Elder in my hand. I wonder if they're just supposed to take the thing they know about. They name Disc. I do not have a Disc. Tower 1, 2, 3, 4. Academy Rector. So they can flashback Therapy. I wonder if they get Form here. Form doesn't make that much sense. Because I have the Living Wish. So I guess they would get Living Wish with the Cabal Therapy, right? But we're not just going to concede here because now we have main deck answers to Form of the Dragon. I didn't see Blastoderm in the list. Does it run in the... This one does not. Opponent is cooking, sequencing super duper well too. All right, they eat my bottom. All right, I would take a... They go to 5, which is huge. I top deck the Disc, huh? All right, we'll go Forest. We'll play a Disc for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can just ship the turn. They lose a life to the Graveborn Muse. And we're going to see if they have, if they're willing to sacrifice their Graveborn Muse, then a Pernicious Deed would be enough. Ooh, I should have sacked that Baloth to gain some life, huh? Oopsie. They didn't pay for Form of the Dragon. What they did was they put Academy Rector into play and use it to flashback Cabal Therapy. It's really cool. All right, opponent, let's see if you can find... Now they can't Pernicious Deed the Disc, so now they have to find Naturalize. Yeah, Rector gets RFG'd, so you won't see it there. If opponent gets caught with their pants down here, they are just dead. Because I've got Treetop Village and Mishra's Factory, which equals 5. They are going to gain a life effectively from this. Yeah, you can have Powder Keg. Oh, I drew the Naturalize too, huh? All right, let's pop this Disc, and let's play a game called Make You Fucking Have It, dude. All right, they didn't have it. We win. All right, we're 2-0. Let's hop into... No. Hop into game 3 of round 2. We did not win the match. We just won the game. Submit. Jump the gun on that. Respect for opponent making us do it, though. A lot of people may have conceded there. And if I was afraid of them having a removal spell, maybe I don't attack with both creatures. I think the correct play there is to man up both creatures and just make them have it. But respect to opponent for making us actually do the thing. Wasteland should be good in this matchup. We've got plenty of lands, a Naturalize, and a Furnace. We keep. The sequence for this game is going to be, and this is, by the way, that game, just trying to illustrate why the attack with Factory was good. It didn't matter because Form of the Dragon was always going to make their life 5. But like the end of that game came down to like needing to be aggressive. So if Form of the Dragon wasn't part of that, then I likely would have been able to finish the game in a similar way because of the early damage. So just something to keep your eyes peeled for. Sometimes Mishra's Factory is your 2-drop. Kind of in the same way that sometimes Rishid and Port is your 2-drop. Yeah, they keep Cabal Therapying the Disc and I keep not having, which continues to be good. We untap draw, and then I will happily devour that Cabal Therapy and pass to you. Play a non-basic opponent. Hell yeah. All right, I untap, I play, I'm not going to waste time here. I'm just popping their Grand Coliseum and then eating the bottom and passing. Oh yeah, they know about the Wasteland, but sometimes you just got to make me use it, right? Like I think that Swamp was their top deck. Well, untap, draw another Wasteland. That would have been hilarious if they played a non-basic. I'm not going to Living Wish when their deck contains Cabal Therapy, but I'm actually going to play Forest here. I'm kind of interested in holding up Naturalize in case they play a Pernicious Deed. Tap for 2, Tainted Pact. Put that card into your hand. If it has the same name as a card, exile this way, repeat this process. So they grabbed a Phyrexian Tower. I've got a Wasteland. Pass to me. They took the tower, but they played a Swamp. That must have been their top deck there. We untap, we grab a Tusker. Yeah, I'm pretty fine with just playing a Forest. Yeah, I think we just want to go Tusker. This game, we're going to, instead of being aggro, we're going to try to run them out of resources. I imagine their deck doesn't play much more than 3 basic swamps and a plains. This is quite good for them, just drawing all of their basic lands. 1-2 for a Seal of Cleansing. No problem, that resolves. Attackers, end step, cycle the Tusker. I refuse to not make land drops. You may pop the seal, that's fine with me. All right, we know their hand contains a Phyrexian Tower still. Grab a Forest, take a draw, go to my turn. I don't want to expose this Elder to an STP for no reason, but I do need to do stuff with my mana, so we're just going to go Forest Baloth and ship the turn. There's the tower. Now they can play Rector and sack it, but there was nothing I could have done about that anyway. If I had a Wasteland up, they just play the Rector, and then before passing priority, play the tower. So not a lot for that. But we have a Naturalize in hand, so what we're going to do is we're going to force the issue. You may sacrifice your Academy Rector. Well, I guess they can just block with it, which is 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. But they sack it anyway, which is fine. That means they're taking damage, or they have to get a wave, one of the two. They get an arena. Okay, we will naturalize that. Pop the tower, go to combat. You get an edict? No edict. Attack for 4, and it begins. We are now on the offensive. Next turn, we're highly likely to just play a Forest and pass and just get a beast attack going. Unless our opponent has a deed, then we're going to change our approach. But they don't have mana for deed, which is great. Therapy's fine. Let's take this yield off. If they swords my Ravenous Baloth, I'd really like to be able to sack it in response because I got Genesis in my deck. All right, I do not have another Naturalize. I've got a Living Wish, which is kind of like a Naturalize here. We got a Wave. We've got another Rector. Sure. Yeah, you can get another thing. All right, yield. This time they're going to hit our Living Wish. And I think they're going to try to put us under a Form of the Dragon again. But we've got some turns and some cards that we can draw to dig us out of this spot pretty good. They're also going to reset their life to 5. So here's to hoping. All right, we just draw a Forest, so that doesn't do anything for us. So what we're going to do is we're just going to drop a Forest and play a Yavimaya Elder. We're going to go digging as deep as we can. Because if we can find a Living Wish, as long as we have we need 7 mana at the time we find it, we can Living Wish, morph and flip Nantuko Vigilante, and beat up on the Form of the Dragon. 5's going at my face, that's fine. Sabo's Web makes sense. That's going to make it way harder to make that play we were talking about, because this Treetop Village comes in tap, so it's going to be much, much harder to get to 7 mana. Our Thawing Glaciers are also turned off now. So now we're really interested in just top decking our next Naturalize. Another Web is fine. Luckily, this Yavimaya Elder will get us to the mana we need anyway. End step, you can do that. I'm just going to pop this Elder. Search for 1, 2, draw a card. That's another Forest. And then we go to my turn. Another Forest. We'll just play one of them, and now we are big chillin'. I will take 5 from the Form. I have pocket 12 life here, so we've got some time to play with. Because Ravenous Baloth lets you sacrifice any beast, and beast attack makes beasts. Tainted Pact is good. They grab a Swords, for sure. 1, 2, 3. Morph, for sure. Exalted Angel would be problematic. We now need to find an out ASAP. End step, let's beast attack. And your life total goes to 5. We go to my turn. We draw another Baloth. Let's play a Forest. Let's drop another 1, 2, 3, 4 Baloth. And this will hopefully buy us enough time to draw into a Naturalize. We have to be able to beat that Form of the Dragon. As long as we can do that, we're in fine shape. All right, they're shooting my Baloth, so I will sacrifice it. Flipping that Angel is really cool, but the Form of the Dragon stops the life link from being effective because it'll keep resetting their life total back to 5. Academy Rector for sure. Attackers. End step. All right, your life total stays at 5. You go to my turn. A Krosan Tusker. Let's cycle it right now. All right, we're almost out of forests. A treetop. Okay, we'll play a land. And we've got another beast attack we can cast. Are we going to shoot me? I would shoot the Baloth here, but sure, I'm at 9. A disc here would actually be phenomenal. Any plans to make a Detroit Cities card stamp? Would love to mail you some cards to get stamped if you do eventually. We're making a Motor City Metalworker stamp. It's actually finished being designed for the most part. I just have to order them. So yeah, once that's done, you can totally send me out some stuff to stamp. Another Sabo's Web. Super stoked I'm not playing these Treetop Villages. Attackers don't do anything. End step, let's beast attack. Your life total is at 5. Nev's Disc. Well, not the hugest chance that this works, but we're going to play this disc. And then we should have played a Treetop Village actually, because the Nev's Disc would blow the web as well. All right, Form of the Dragon does form things. Disenchant? Flip Angel, for sure. You need to shoot Baloth here, I think. They don't do that. I'll go to 4. I guess it doesn't truly matter. I've just got pocket gain 12. My hand is entirely lands. Now, once I pop this disc, that's going to kill the Rector. And if there's another form in their deck, I mean, yeah, I wonder if they have 2 forms as well. Attackers, they send. Let's sacrifice a beast and take 4. You're at 8, but you're going to lose that life back to the form. End step, form resets. My turn. Untap, draw. Living Wish, huh? I think we just go ahead and sack this beast to gain 4. Sack this beast to gain 4. No, we can't attack. The form of the dragon doesn't let you attack unless your creature has flying. So no, we couldn't attack first. Pop the disc. And what do we get with that Academy Rector? Another form? A Pernicious Deed for sure. So now we'll play a Treetop Village. We'll tap for 1/2 and we'll cast Living Wish. And we'll go grab, I wonder if it's Genesis this time. Nah, Swords is still contained in their deck technically. We have to respect that. So we're gonna grab Nantuko Vigilante. 1, 2, 3. I will morph it. And then we pass. Round 1 opponent was playing Soldier's Tribal. It was actually a pretty sweet deck. 4, 5 mana. Pop the deed? Yeah, that'll just kill the morph. That's totally fine. Opponent's got 3 in hand, and I have a Treetop Village. My hand is still empty, opponent, sorry. It's just lands. If I was opponent, I would have considered holding one of those Sabo's Webs. Now, they might Swords this Treetop, but if they held one, they could just play it here, and I'd be like in deep shit still. Swords, yeah, you got it. I'll gain it. Then we'll go Wall of Blossoms, take a draw. A Factory, we'll just play Treetop and pass. They pass, I draw, it's a Wasteland. Let's just man this up and see if you got it again. Beep, beep. Nope. Okay, you go to 2. Here's a second lethal attacker, and you may go. No Pernicious Deeds allowed. All right, we get there. All right, now we're 2-0, and we can get into round number 3. Let's keep going through this. Okay, this is one that I did. This is a Hammer of Bogarden, and it's getting raffled off round 1. Then for round 2's raffle, we have a playset. This is a cool one. I'm calling it Gilded, which means I just basically highlighted it in foil marker. And it's these ebony charms. They're very, very, very cool. If you're watching this in Fluorescent, the event's tomorrow at noon at Pandemonium Games and Hobbies. You should check it out. And then round 3, we're raffling off this Masticore, which was altered by Al Bonacorsi, Mr. Meeseeks, and then I gilded it and stamped it and coded it and stuff. Round 4 is going to be this coat of arms, which I did myself. It's just cool. And if you look at the faces in the coat of arms, they all have angry eyes, which is cool. And then there's entry promos for all. The first person to sign up gets this disenchant. And there's also a round 5 raffle, which is just this Nemesis Mercenaries deck, sealed. It's really cool. Anyway, we found our round 3 opponent. All right, I would like to play first. And we have Treetop, Factory, Forest, 1 green source. We've got a wall, no, 2 green sources technically, a Wall of Blossoms, a couple kegs. We will keep this. Maybe we're playing against Dreadnought and the kegs will be good. All right, here's a Treetop and we will pass. Oh wait, shit, did I miss it? My opponent was in here. Oh yeah, 1 Eromancer Dreaming. I'm sorry if I fucked that. Yeah, I saw that you were opponent. Good games, those were great games. I came down to the wire. I found the disc when I needed it, like exactly when I needed it. Also, who gifted all those? Oh, opponent, thank you so much for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Appreciate that, buddy. Where was I? I was watching my opponent playing an island and getting excited about these powder kegs. That's where I was at. End step, my turn. All right, well, I'm playing right into days here. Forest, 1, 2. Show me your days, because I have a powder keg. Been brewing that deck, it's super fun. Yeah, you played it very, very, very well. Game 1, I actually, after I let my Nantuko Vigilante get exiled to your wave, I should have held priority and popped the wave, right? But once it went into exile, my Genesis couldn't buy it back, so I was out of ways to remove Form of the Dragon. That's why I had to concede. I will always yield, and I will take this up to 1. And then we'll take a draw. And the cool thing about what opponent's doing, which is holding up blue mana, is it doesn't play well into having a Treetop Village. I'm not going to give you enough time to perfectly sculpt your hand. I'm going to start attacking you. Attack with all, yield through turn. Oh, based on some ideas, some Francisco Pavlicek. That guy's a demon of a deck builder, isn't he? I love watching his videos. He hasn't uploaded in a minute, though. All right, they just play an island and pass. I will leave this keg at 1. Let's go with let's just do a forest for this turn. And let's do what we've been doing. Tap for 3 and get in for 3. Or tap for 2 and get in for 3. Combat. Send it. He uploaded Blue-White Dreadnought this morning. I haven't checked YouTube this morning, so that makes sense. I'm excited to watch that. I've been tinkering with blue-black Dreadnought myself for Duresses and a couple Psychotogs plus E-Plague in the sideboard. All right, our opponent's on like a 3-turn clock just with our land, so we haven't really had to cast any real spells. Now, if they can combine Dreadnought, Vision Charm, Stifle, Dreadnought, Vision Charm, some way to beat this keg, we could still be in trouble. 1, Dreadnought, for sure. Is this a Vision Charm or a Stifle? If they Stifle it, I'm going to let it go. You know, if they I'm still going to let it go. No response. It's Vision Charmed. Declare attacks. End step, my turn, on tap. I'm not going to tick that up. If they're holding Stifle for the keg, then I would like to play this factory, tap, and play another Powder Keg, is what I want to do. All right, they're gushing. That's fine. What else? All right, that resolves. Do we attack here? I don't think I do. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to Living Wish, and I'm going to grab an Uktabi Orangutan. Then next turn, we're going to have 3 trigger pulls to try to beat the Dreadnought. And go to attacks. This is fine. I will take the 12. Sex Ape to the rescue. Yep. All right, we'll untap. They're cleaning up too, which is great. But by the way, them going to clean up's the reason we didn't pop one of these kegs. I want them to lose as much equity as possible. All right, so this first one is the one that already has 1. So we'll say no to that, and then we'll say yes to this one. Take a draw, play a forest. 1, 2, 3, Uktabi. They tap for 2 for an impulse, no response. What we're trying to do here is not, I think they have Stifle. I think that's why they played the Dreadnought so confidently into the keg. I don't want to give them the ability to Stifle. I also want them, yeah, now this Orangutan resolves, they're just dead now. I've got 2 Powder Kegs up. Now we can just turn this on, go to combat, send in the 3/3, and pass the turn. Portent for sure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9 damage on the crack next turn. Yeah, they're just dead, I think. I don't think they have a way out unless their deck contains Sabo's Web. They're just passing, nice. On tap, yield to all. You can draw a card. I will not tick these up. I'll take a draw. Beast attacks, cool, but I'm going to go 1, 2, activate the Treetop Village. Oh, I can't activate all my factories, so we'll man this one up. We'll pump it. Combat, we'll full send, and then pass to our opponent. All right, now like everything's lethal, so I'm not sure what their out is here. If they Dreadnought, I think I just send into it. I won't even pop my keg. I don't need to. All right, we win game 1. Let's go to game 2. What's good versus Dreadnought? Naturalize is good versus Dreadnought. No. Wait, Wing Snare, creature with flying. No. None of these. There's just 2 Naturalize. Scavenger Folk's good. All these are, everything's good. So what I'll do is I'll just cut 2. I actually don't mind Furnace either because it breaks up accumulated knowledge and Flash of Insight. So I think I'm going to chip like 1 disc and 1 wall of blossoms just for a couple Naturalize. Submit. This deck is sweet. Real bad. Thank you for the resub, buddy. Appreciate it. 5 months. 1 more month and you'll get a new badge. Think about that. Yeah, this deck is absolute fire. I'm really into it so far. I think we're going to be trying Sam Black's Allurin out soon. I just ordered the rest of the cards. I'm having trouble getting an old playset of Show and Tell. If someone wants to sell me an original playset of Show and Tell, get at me for the sideboard. But we're going to do that in paper because it's so many clicks on MTGO that I'm not willing to play it on MTGO. Well, I'm going to keep this based on turn 1 Scavenger Folk. It's days or bust. Seeing Siphonaut decks get beaten is my second favorite thing in MTG. My favorite is watching Enchantress get destroyed. All fair things. All right, let's hope they don't have days. All right, you draw off Portent. I draw for turn. Eventually. Living Wish is neat. Do you have days? They might even foil this if they don't have days. Oh, you play Show and Tell to speed up post board. Show and Tell, as I understand it, kind of acts like Gemstone Cavern operates in Modern, where when you're on the draw in game 2, you want to be able to accelerate your combo by a full turn because you can Show and Tell your Allurin on turn 2 and just do the combo. Just an island. Okay. I like it. My own Furnace. I actually want to hold this up. So what I'll do is I'll play Factory and just drop a Furnace. And then we'll eat that Portent. And I'm not going to I'm not going to attack with Scavenger Folk. I'm just going to keep it up. They tap for 2. Is this an Impulse or an AK? It's an AK. Love that. Phyrexian Furnace has never looked so good in its life. 3rd island. Pass to me. On tap, draw. Thawing Glaciers. Don't mind if I do. Let's go ahead and exile the bottom card here. And if they AK in response, I'll just devour it. No takesies on that one. All right. I think I actually want to start attacking. So what we'll do instead is we'll play Forest and we'll just man up this factory and get in there. Beep, beep. Damage. You go to 18. You may go. Opt for sure. If you want to play a non-survival version, I definitely recommend trying this Neon is talking about right now. I had a bad league with it, but the deck is certainly good. It's really hard to play that deck into MTGO anyway. Like, I don't know that I'd try that. It looks hard. Portent for sure. All right. They've got blue up, so I think we're just attacking again, but we'll also get Glaciers into play. You draw off Portent. Did they shuffle? Yeah, they shuffled. Oh, another factor. That's really good, actually. I think we're not going to Thawing Glaciers anymore. Now I think we're just going to go eat the bottom, turn this on, play Factory, pump Factory, go to combat, send it. You know what? At this point, they haven't Dreadnoughted yet. I wonder if I'm supposed to be sending with the Scavenger Folk. I've missed a lot of damage with it. And we're at the point now where, like, I'm not bottlenecked on mana. I can untap, play Ravenous Baloth, and Scavenger Folk it. So yeah, I think I'm going to get more aggressive now. Damage. You may go. They're on like a 3 or 4 turn clock now, depending. Gush for sure. So now they want to what? Chain of Vapor plus Dreadnought? That would be bad for us. They did not do that. And Gushing puts them off of protecting their Dreadnought from the Scavenger Folk. I guess they can... See, now I think it was a mistake to attack with Scavenger Folk, because now they can Vision Charm and hold up Stifle after it phases back in. If they have it, they're discarding. They should have gone for it if they have it. Pitch 2 islands. Okay, well now I guess it's time to continue to get them. Eat the bottom. Let's just man up both factories. Combat and attack. Yeah, Gush end of turn's almost always wrong for anyone wondering. If you Gush end of turn, you can't use the mana efficiently. Like if you had drawn into Dreadnought combo, you couldn't use the floating mana to do the thing. And this is a tap ability. I think this is actually the turn where I just get Thawing Glaciers into play and pass. Because now it's like, if they get a Dreadnought into play and they attack, like we almost win that race. And if they Dreadnought us here, we're just going to wait for them to declare an attack with the Dreadnought, right? What that achieves is if they want to save it with Vision Charm, they lose an attack. Naturalize is a phenomenal draw here. Let's just play this. Man this up. If they start busting Stifles on my Mishra's factories, that's going to be awesome. Activate here. Combat full send. Can our mono green control deck tech play Seed Time? It could. I'm just not convinced it's actually necessary. Let's eat the bottom real quick. They seem to be very dead. I agree. We'll pass. They could have Vision Charm to phase factory out for sure. Just island after island after island. GG. Brother, don't play Dreadnought and complain. GG's. All right, 3-0 with mono green control. That was not on my bingo card. Let's get into round 4. Maybe Cyrus is cooking on this one, huh? Oh, where was I? A couple more promos. I just wanted to show off the entry promos. So like I said, the first one gets this. And if you're wondering why the snake looks so weird, there's other disenchants that are getting given away as well. And the snake is just in the same shape as the hand. Like the fingers of the hand or the teeth. But these are like semi-gilded. You just, for entering, the first 20 players who enter get them. And you get whichever one you're handed. I'm going to give Griffin the pile in this order. And they're cool. And that concludes me gushing about our altars for the event. I wonder how this deck would work with Ice Flow. Basically a terrain that makes the shrimp not untap. Yes, I'm familiar with Ice Flow because I've done some Sleeper Agent prison before. Salting off when you're on Dreddy and your opponent's on a Super Sig Brew is definitely negative aura. It's true. It's true. All right, Team Tenon Bomb is our round 4 opponent. We'll take the play. All right, let's look at our opening hand. We've got a turn 1 Scavenger Folk if we want it. I think we might. How do we sequence this? We go turn 1 Scavenger Folk, turn 2 Thawing Glaciers, turn 3 activate Thawing Glaciers, play Treetop Village. Alternatively, we can go turn 1 No, yeah, we do what we said to begin with. Yeah, we'll do it like this. If no trophy, do I unsub to YouTube? Yes. That's correct. And then I get really sad. Look, I didn't have a 3-2 on my bingo card today, okay? This is a brew, and I'm not really good at, like, forests. So, all right, we got our Scavenger Folk. That's a Fairy Conclave. This might be land still, which has to be a tough matchup. Thawing Glaciers should make us feel a little bit better. Get in with the Scavenger Folk and pass. All right, this is definitely land still. And step my turn. Untap, draw. Treetop tapped, go to combat. Beat for 1 this time. Damage, and we will Glaciers now. Some versions of these decks play Wasteland, so I just want to get my thing out of play and start to get my mana advantage rolling. They Impulse, this is fine. And we can just yield through this turn. It almost doesn't matter what they do. Dust Bowl. I think they're going to feel pretty incentivized to crack the Dust Bowl. I'd love to draw Wasteland here. Wow. Wasteland. No, you won't be doing that to me today. Combat, attack for 1. And then I'm not playing in the Mana Leak with anything meaningful. I'm just going to drop a wall. Take a draw. Nev's Disc, that's fine. Pass turn. Another Conclave, great. Take a draw, it's a basic forest. I don't want to drop a 4-drop here, I don't think. I think I just want to go to combat, attack for 1, and drop a Thawing Glaciers and continue to do that. Best creature in Premodern right now is the Dryad. I kind of agree. Let's go with a Thawing Glaciers. And let's give our opponent an opportunity. No, let's not give them an opportunity to make a trade here. I'll just let them keep casting Impulse. They don't do that. Great. Land number 4. They're on Factor Fiction duty now. Pass to me. I like it. We draw a Yavimaya Elder. Let's start with the Glaciers. Quarry and Dryad, yeah. And then we'll get in for 1. I don't care if they block with a Conclave or make a 1/1 off of Decree. That doesn't matter to me. If they tap out for literally anything, I mean, even if they don't tap out for something, I'm going to cast Living Wish here to make them make a decision between countering the Living Wish or casting their Factor Fiction, right? The Scavenger Folk is dealt 5 damage, so put 1 point in the bucket for Scavenger Folk being fucking cracked. Living Wish. They might want to counter this in case I get Dust Bowl. All right, they Mana Leak, which I can't pay, which is fine. Here's a Treetop Village. You may go. This means they can't Factor Fiction, which is huge. All right, they just pass. Now I'm going to play a forest and animate both of my Treetop Villages, because you can only swords 1 with 1 white source. Combat, full send, and you may go. They go to 8. It's for 7 damage even. Factor Fiction. We knew that was coming. Seal of Cleansing doesn't matter. The only card that matters here is the Impulse. So let's put Impulse with, do I care about the seal at all? At the moment, no. I could eventually. Let's give them Impulse plus, Seal doesn't beat any of my creatures. Let's give them Impulse plus Flooded Strand versus the World. They should take the Impulse pile. They do. And you may go. We've got them nearly dead to lethal. I wouldn't be shocked if they have to block with some Conclaves this turn. All right, let's do it again. Man up a couple Treetops. Combat, full send them. STP for sure, I'll gain 3. How about this 4 damage? Fetch, you're at 7. Want to man up a Conclave and trade it for a Scavenger Folk? A second Swords for sure. They had 2 swords. Want to take 1? All right, you go to 6. And then here's a Thawing Glaciers. Now we will pass. Here comes the Impulse. Next turn, I think we're going to Keg. That way their man lands are worse. But we'll open on, no, I think we'll actually open on the Keg. 1, 2, Keg. Planning to leave that on 0 if it resolves. That's a big if. All right, combats, attack for 1. Beep, bring you to 5. And then we will activate the Glaciers. We'll go grab a Forest. Then we'll tap for 2, and I'll happily just drop a little Wall of Blossoms. Draw off the wall, and then we'll pass. Krosan Tusker, a welcome top deck here. Mono green control, Spice Goat. Yeah, this is a Spore Frog. This is a Crucible of Words deck. All right, they do pop the Powder Keg, which is actually fine. We've got 4 Powder Kegs, 4 discs. So them winning the game is actually going to be kind of difficult to execute. They're just passing. We'll untap draw. That's a Wasteland. We'll play that and go to combat. Yeah, the Scavenger Folk has basically dealt all the damage this game. All right, go to 4. And then we will play 1, 2, 3. A Yavimaya Elder. How do we feel about that? Absorb? For sure. You can gain 3. That's like a triple time walk at this point in the game. Then we're just going to ship the turn. Can't Shrimp versus Folk? LOL, great choice. Yeah, exactly. That's how we won last round. We beat Shrimp game 1, and then game 2, we went turn 1 Scavenger Folk, and the game kind of fell apart for them from there. End step, let's go ahead and... Oh, what did I just let happen? Oh, they absorbed the Yavimaya Elder. All right, let's tap for 3 and cycle the Krosan Tusker. Let's grab a Forest and draw a card. Another Kegaruni. On tap, draw, let's play the Glaciers and the Keg. They counterspell, no response to that. Go to combat, attack for 1. And then here comes Disc. I would like you to run out of counter magic, please. Nope, okay, go. I do think, yeah, they put the Seal Cleansing in the bin as well. They're back down to 5. Form of the Dragon doing Form of the Dragon things. Decree for 2, for sure. You've done it. Next turn, a Factory for sure. Attackers, you can't. End step, my turn. Let's play another Wasteland. Let's pop the Glaciers now. Grab a Forest. And let's... I guess we're good to drop a Baloth. Just start trading you for stuff. Impulse is fine. How about this Baloth? All right, counterspell number 2 is down. We're fine with this game of attrition because they have a finite number of interactive spells and they're using them all in what is effectively the mid-range portion of this game. And they can't ever really get us with their Manland or Soldier Token plan because we've got that covered with multiple Wastelands and the Nev's Disc. So all they can do is play draw go, but they're going to draw their deck before we are, which is something to keep in mind while we're using our Thawing Glaciers. On tap, draw a 3rd Wasteland. We'll hide that one. We'll just play Glaciers back out. And you want to answer this one? Let's also start to keep a very detailed running tally of what they have access to. They've used 2 swords, 2 mana leak, 2 counter spells. So they're at half mast right now as far as like what they can actually do to us. Let's just keep that right there. And then we will simply pass the turn. We've got a Baloth. We're expecting a Wrath of God, but I need them to use that at some point. Cycle another Decree. Yeah, that's fine. There's usually only 3 Decrees in these decks, so we can just meticulously pick off every single one of their win cons and then let them draw their deck. Where the fuck is the Genesis? It's in our deck, but that is a Phyrexian Furnace. That does just die to the disc, so it's kind of okay. Yeah, you can eat the bottom. That's fine. Attackers, I wouldn't do that. You have a board full of creatures that effectively doesn't do anything. On tap, take a draw. Treetop's a great draw here. We're going to activate the Glaciers. How many more forests do we got in our deck? 4? Let's get them all. Grab a Forest. Let's play out a Treetop Village. And then we're going to maintain chillin'. Yeah, Glaciers is really good against land still. Shocker. Eat the bottom is fine. We can't F6 because we need to be able to pop our disc in response to like an activation. Activate Fairy Conclave is fine. Combat is okay. All right, adios, amigo. End step, my turn. Draw a Genesis. Let's play a Thawing Glaciers, and let's attack with Ravenous Baloth. Yeah, block them all, baby. I'll kill them all. Kill 4 soldiers, and you may go. Kamahl would be pretty cool to close this one up. I actually do have a Kamahl. It's in my sideboard, but I'm a Living Wish deck. Attackers, you can't really do that. Yeah, we're just kind of grinding. I like what this deck is capable of in a grind game. All right, let's get another Forest. Let's see, I have 28 to their 26. It might be almost time to slow down on using the Thawing Glaciers. For now, we're just going to pass. I don't want my Genesis to get Swords to Plowshared, so I'm going to try to bait it out with another threat later in the game. But yeah, Kamahl Disc would be fucking insane. Yeah, you can eat the bottom. That's totally fine. Attackers, end step, my turn. All right, we can definitely afford one more Thawing Glacier, so we'll do that. Then we'll just pass. Discard to hand size? You know, that's a good point. We should be doing that. But once we get the Genesis in the graveyard, we're going to have to pop the disc to beat the Furnace, right? So that's something important to keep in mind. Eat the bottom is cool. And I don't think it's time to pop the disc just yet. End step, my turn, untap, draw. All right, let's activate this Glaciers. 2 more, grab that. Now we're at 25 to their 24. We can afford to do that like one more time. We'll play another Glaciers. And then we are chilling. And then we can just pitch these Glaciers to hand size once we get all of our forests out of our deck. You can eat the bottom, that's totally fine. End step. Yeah, you know what, you're right. We should be Scavenger Folk in the Furnace. Good call. I completely forgot that I had a target for Scavenger Folk in play. Very good catch. This will just cause them to pop the Furnace, which they were always going to do anyway. That also caused them to draw an extra card, giving us a free Glaciers activation. All right, there's a factory. Let's get our last forest that's in our deck. You can use the Kraken as well to eat the Furnace if you want. That's crazy. And then here's a Mishra's. You know what? Let's go to discard. Let's just not play a land this turn and go to discard. Thawing Glaciers goes to hand. Discard Genesis. Attackers. End step. My turn. All right, Genesis. Activate it. I'm going to get back my Ravenous Baloth. Tap for 3. No response. Give me that back. We drew a Living Wish. Nice. Let's play a Mishra's Factory. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Ravenous Baloth. You're up. The only reason they're still playing this game is because they want to wear our clock out. Fact or Fiction is fine. You're just going to draw your deck. Humility stand. You can have Swords to Plowshares, or you can have Decree of Justice versus all that nonsense. They took all the nonsense. They have 9 cards in hand. There's only 16 cards left in their deck. Furnace, for sure. So there goes my Genesis plan, but it's like too late for them, I think. A Dark Our Wastes. And yeah, you can grab my Genesis. It's gone. We don't need to track this anymore. They can have anything now. Wrath of God, for sure. That's fine. Any order. How are you going to win when I have this disc in play, dude? Attackers. End step. My turn. Untap. Well, I guess you have to go to discard first. We'll draw a factory. We'll play a factory, tap for 1, 2, Living Wish. I'll use the ability. Let's grab Genesis number 2, and then we'll just ship the turn. I've been very intentionally not playing out my Wasteland. Dust Bowl for sure. Attackers, end step. Let's go ahead and just go to our turn. I'm not even going to bother with hitting their Dust Bowl. We'll just play another Mishra's Factory and pass the turn. I don't even need to start buying back a creature until they do something meaningful, because my clock is the thing that's being the most affected by this game state right now. Are they going to... Don't make the mistake of not sacking Dust Bowl to itself. Okay, you didn't do that. Sacrifice, pop the Dust Bowl itself. And then Treetop down, continue. Yeah, there's no Eternal Witness in the format. There's like specific ones like, what do you call them? The Cartographer can like ewit a land, which isn't our sideboard. Combat damage, I'll take 2. Yeah, that's fine. You play a land. Okay, you've got 12 more cards in your deck. My turn, untap, draw. Let's go to discard. Activate Fairy Conclave is fine. Declare Attackers is also fine. I take 2. Ouch. I'm still at 22. No sweat here. Tap Tower. I will go to my turn. Untap. Trigger the Genesis. Grab back a Ravenous Baloth. Pay for it. 1, 2, 3. Oop, I floated 1 too many. Oh well. Draw for turn. Play out a Wasteland and tap for 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's a Ravenous Baloth. You can go. All right, they see the writing on the wall. Let's go to sideboard. What is good against this deck, and why am I not sideboarding at all? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not sideboarding. Don't think I care enough about Naturalize. Like, what does Humility actually do? Get hit by my... Maybe I do want, like, one Naturalize or something. It is a sweet deck, yep. Let's cut a Wall of Blossoms and a Wall of Blossoms just for a pair of Naturalize. These are my emotional support Naturalizes, because I am a little bit worried about Humility. Submit. Also, being able to Naturalize a Seal of Cleansing before I play something like a Powder Keg sounds pretty good. All right, we've got land, Treetop Village, Wish, Disc, Powder Keg, Ravenous Baloth? Sure. Draw a Wasteland. Well, adios, amigo. Go. A Dark Our Wastes into Furnace, for sure. Untap, draw, play Village, go. And I'll F6 through your turn as well, because time is of the essence. Draw, Scavenger Folk, you may... Well, I guess we just kind of like... Do we play around Mana Leak? We kind of can. Nah. You show me your Mana Leak, dude. All right, go. All right, they just play a land. Let's go ahead and pop their Furnace now. Oh, this taps. I can't do it right now. Untap, draw, play land, and then let's actually go ahead and play Powder Keg. Go ahead. They find a Dust Bowl, for sure, for sure. End step, let's pop the Furnace. All hail the mighty Kraken. It really is a crackhead though, isn't it? Next turn, let's always yield to the Powder Keg and never tick it up. The number in this matchup is 0. Let's go Mishra's Factory, and let's go... Do we just want to play Elder? Yeah, I think we can just get away with playing Elder here and yield through the turn. One thing I don't like about the sideboard of this deck is Cyrus didn't include a land, and I think a Dust Bowl would have been really cool. Maybe unnecessary ultimately, but still really cool. No ticking up of the Powder Keg. Draw Treetop Village, love to see it. Play a Treetop Village and ship the turn. You can't make me do anything else. You know what, let's use all our mana. Let's go 1, 2, Living Wish. Mana leak this if you got it. I will use the ability. I will grab. Ooh, that's a nice little feature of siding out Wall of Blossoms. I can grab them off Living Wish if I want. I don't think I want that, if I'm being clear. I think what I want is Genesis. I'm just grabbing this Genesis early, I think, and go. That way I can use all my mana. You got a Foth for me, buddy? Yeah, that resolves. All right, you can have, I don't care about a Null. I care a little bit about Counterspell. I care a little bit about Powder Keg. You can have Counterspell plus Coastal Sour or this pile of cards. All right, they take the small pile, perfect. Go. They play the Coastal Tower, we'll go to my turn. I'm just gonna start attacking with this until they answer it. I will not tick up the keg. Combat, send it. And let's go with a Wall of Blossoms. Draw a card and pass. That's fine, you can pop that Treetop Village. You going down lands to make me go down lands is a trade that's worth making. Mishra's Factory for sure. End step. Now that they got the factory, I'm pretty comfy just popping this Yavimaya Elder because they can just start to block with factory, right? No response. Give me a couple forests. Draw a card. Go to my turn. Do not tick up that Powdered Keg. Draw a factory is fine. I'll just play a forest and then, yeah, I guess I'm okay to play another Elder. Elder? Mana leak, yield to all. I won't pay it. You can go. Impulse for sure. I think I need to start risking F6s just for the clock. This doesn't look like, yeah, I haven't updated it. Sorry, buddy, it's not. We played Living Death a few days ago. They're just passing, which I'm cool with. Take it on tap. Do not take that keg up. Play a land and then nothing else. I'm not even going to bother playing creatures. I'm just going to keep making land drops, chilling out, letting my opponent deal with the clock. Yeah, I don't care about your Decree of Justice. Declare attacks are fine. All right, let's see if I can get them to Dust Bowl me. Activate the factory. Go to blockers. Pop a block off on a soldier. They go to disenchant. We are cool with that. I'll take... Oh, I should have blocked the other one with a wall, huh? That was a bit of a silly little oversight. All right, my turn. On tap. I will not tick up that keg. Take a draw of a forest. Here's a factory. You may go. Popping that with Dust Bowl is fine. Our opponent's going for a tempo game, it looks like. But losing land drops for them is going to be bad. Eventually, I'm going to start to draw Wastelands, and that's going to start to look real icky to them. Let's go ahead and just block a 1/1. Go to my turn, on tap. I will not tick up this keg. Play a forest. And then, you got something for this keg, buddy? All right, you can go. Yeah, my Treetop's gone, dude. You're up. Combat, I will pop my first keg on 0. All right, we will not tick this keg up either. We will, play a Wasteland. Not yet. We'll just play a forest for now. 3, 4. How do you feel about Ravenous Baloth, dude? Yield to all. You're up. They're passing the turn, so I'm passing the turn. Take a draw. Oh yeah, let's yield to this always. No. Land, you may go. They pass to me. I on tap. I do not tick up Powder Keg. I play a land and I pass. They're just playing a land and passing to me. So I'm going to go to end step and cycle our Tusker. Let's go grab a forest. Let's draw a card and go to our turn. We will not tick the keg up, play a land, and we will pass. They're just playing a land. Are they passing or they got something to do? Nothing to do. Great. All right. I will not tick that up, obviously. We'll take a draw. It's a Treetop Village. We're not going to expose that yet. We're going to keep playing basics, and I think a disc is fine here. If they want to counter it, that's fine with us. A null's great. You're up. All right, they're passing. On tap, no keg. Draw another keg. Let's go with another disc. At some point, we're going to try to start going to discard, but I want to see if I can wear them out. All right, you got another annul. And then I think we will not drop our Wasteland. Now we're going to start moving towards discarding. Factor Fiction, you can have Factor Fiction or Factor Fiction plus Dust Bowl versus the World. Yeah, there you go. They took a land and a Swords to Plowshares for sure. STP. So now they'd like to start trying to kill us with Factory. Let's put this Naturalize to work. No response. You've got a factory. Declare tax is fine. I'll just take the 2. I want to see if they'll pump. All right, 1 pump's fine. Naturalize it. And now we'll yield. Counterspell for sure. I'll take 3. On tap. Trigger the keg. It's not going up. Take a draw. We'll play a Wasteland and we'll just ship the turn. All right, they're waking up the factory. They're turning it sideways. After they've declared the attack, we're super happy to just Wasteland it. You got a Teferi's response? Nope. Good talk. 4th factory for sure. My turn. On tap, no ticking up. Draw Baloth, we'll go Wasteland plus Baloth. How many swords have our opponent been through? Let's pass the turn. One, just one. Land, are we gonna Wrath of God? Is that where the mode we're in? We're not doing anything cool. We untap, we do not tick that keg up, ever. Scavenger Folk, let's go to combat. Let's beat for 4. Deal 4 to the opponent. And then, yeah, I'm not even gonna play lands, I'm just gonna pass. I don't even feel the need to play Scavenger Folk. Yeah, Impulse is fine. We've almost closed the time gap between me and my opponent, because that was actually the biggest asset they had this game, was the huge 2-minute time gap that we've been playing under the entire game. You may cycle your decree, that's more than fine. All right, we'll just pop this keg on 0 now. I'm not gonna waste time. Now I can F6. And our opponent is officially behind on time, which is right where we wanted them. Yield through turn. Untap, draw, naturalize is nice. Go to combat. You know, we should have played the keg first. We'll just attack for 4. Swords to Plowshares, I'll just sack this to its ability. And then we'll go to our second main phase. And what do you think about this? That's 1 too many manas. Powder Keg? 1, 2. Counterspell, no response. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Genesis? No, I am intentionally not wastelanding the Dust Bowl. All right, they countered the Genesis, which is great news. Because if they don't find a Furnace, it's like, it's over. They fetch. So is their plan to do one big decree here? Looks like no. Unless they hard cast it, then we're in deep shit. Oh no, a Furnace. Much ignore me. What? All right, they exile my thing. They play another land. They're now pretty solidly behind us in time, which is great. So we're going to do what they did to us game 1 and just keep playing the game. Only this time, I'm going to stay ahead on time. I'll just play a land and pass. Yeah, you've decreed. For 9? Yeah, you've got 9 1/1s. Continue. Activate Factory for sure. Activate Factory, absolutely. Another Factory for sure. Combat, attack with all. All right, let's beast attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got something for this? All right, let's beast attack again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to blockers. Block 1, block 2. That's 9, 10, 11. We can, I think, take 11. What are they doing now? Dust Bowling? What do they want to hit with that? Okay, they're hitting that. So now I'm going to go Wasteland. I'm going to blow up this unblocked factory. And now I can yield through turn. All right, let's go Keg. Let's go anything, really. Let's go Ravenous Baloth. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4. Baloth. Impulse, no response. How about this Baloth, though? All right, you fetch for sure. You got an Absorb? All right, combat, full send. Beep. Damage, you can go to 2. Here's a Scavenger Folk. You may take your turn. Combat's fine. I'm going to do some blocking. That's 9 dudes. Declare blocks. 1 here, 1 here. Take 7. Now what? Wrath? Undo it all? Okay, activate the Baloth. Sack this beast. Gain 4. Activate the Baloth. Sack this beast. Gain 4 more. And 1 final time. And then, yeah, that resolves. You can wrath all your soldiers. That's fine with me. Crypt for sure. Living Wish. Let's cast that. Absorb for sure. You're up, buddy. Got anything for me? Nope. Land go. Let's put our hand on the F6 button. There's a chance they can win this game. They have to do it before they draw their last card, though. Krosan Tusker? Yeah, fuck it. Cast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F6. Can you beat this 6-5? Wow. 4-0. That must have been nauseating for our opponent. Let's play round 5. This is going to be the only league for today, unfortunately, because it's going to be like a 2-hour, 40-minute league. Dr. Cranium's our opponent, and we keep winning die rolls today, which is like obviously just so lucky. So we'll take the play. We've got like a fairly well-rounded hand. This hand might want to go turn 1 factory. There's a good chance I actually want to play Keg on 2. No, we'll go turn 1 treetop, forest, factory. Yeah, we'll keep this. We'll do it like that. If our opponent wants to take a turn off to wasteland us, we actually are kind of okay with that. So we are going to open on the Treetop Village. All right, here's my treetop. You can go. Forest into Finhorn Elves. Ooh, elves. All right, this is going to be a great Powder Keg game. Let's go Forest, Keg, and ship the turn. This is going to be a great Nev's Disc matchup. Elves definitely feels like an end boss for this deck. Cradle, 1. You can just yield through this turn. There's a Wirewood. That'll save the Finhorn into a Priest. All right, they've got big manas. All right, let's always yield to this trigger, and for now, we're going to tick it up. Yes. There's another Keg. That's pretty solid. What I might do here is... I wonder if it's just better to get Elder into play. I need to think on this turn. It's kind of complicated, so I can actually do a pretty cool thing, although I think my triggers are going to auto-stack themselves. I have to figure out how to fix that. If I can make sure this Powder Keg trigger resolves first, I can tick it up to 1, then pop it before this one goes to 2. But ultimately, it might just be a better break pump to just pop this on 1 and let them untap bounce the Finhorn Elf. They're still going to get a big burst of mana, though. I think that's still what we want to do. Okay, we're going to go Mishra's Factory, pop Keg on 1. You can bounce that, that's fine. Blow up your Wirewood, and then we'll go, I think there's a chance it's supposed to be Keg, but I think I actually want to get Elder into play. I want to get through some cards and see if I can find a disc before they can find a survival. All right, yeah, you've got a You got a mountain, I think. Nope, just a forest. So they now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Deranged. Another elf into deranged. There's a deranged. An elf. Okay, so they just shit everything into play. Disc. I need a disc pretty bad. What I think I'll do is I'll play a forest, and I think I might just drop a Ravenous Baloth. And next turn on tap with like all my man lands, I think I'm just going to chill. Because if our opponent draws like even relatively dead, they can't just afford to send things in haphazardly. Yep, you've paid the deranged hermit. They don't attack, which I think is very smart. Then this turn is a Thawing Glaciers. And is it another Ravenous Baloth, or do I need to start getting a keg going? I think I need to start getting a keg going, and then we'll just ship the turn. We're just trying to work our way to Nev's Disc here. We'll definitely pop the Elder if they don't send anything to attack us. There's a mountain. They've got infinite mana, effectively. Yeah, this send is ambitious. Okay, here's what we'll do. I think our life total is a little bit on the important side, so I'm actually going to wake up the factory. Then we'll go to blockers. We're going to put factory in front of a squirrel, Elder in front of a squirrel, Baloth in front of a squirrel. And we'll pop this on 1 to kill all their elves. We'll pump factory to itself. Damage. Elder will trigger and I'll draw a card. Oh no, I don't draw the card. This is even better. I get 2 cards. Hell yeah. All right, that attack was like super ambitious and unnecessary. All right, we will tick this up. We will draw. It's another keg, which is great. Let's just go ahead and choke their mana down now. Kill all those. Activate the glaciers. Go grab a forest. Play a tree. No, let's just play a forest. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Like now I can start to beat down, which is really good. And then here's another Baloth. And now we're just looking to work our way to a disc to stop any combo shenanigans. 3, 4, 5, another deranged. You got it, buddy. This keg will stop those squirrels from being super horrifying. On tap, draw a wall. Let's play a wall. There's a disc. Let's play glaciers and let's play disc. And then you can go. You can pay for that hermit. It's paid. Now you've only got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana, maybe 10. I know that sounds like not a lot, or it sounds like a ton of mana, but for elves, that's like fairly subdued. Okay, 10 mana. If the last card's Kamahl, maybe I'm cooked. Attackers seems unadvisable. No, maybe you need to, because you know I'm going to pop this disc, but then you're going to take some serious damage. All right, on tap, draw. All right, let's go to, do I even do combat? No, I'm just going to pop these Baloths, go up to 21 life, pop the disc, any order. Then we can play Treetop Village. We can activate the glaciers, get a forest, play another disc, and then just ship the turn. Good luck. Keg 0 does kill tokens. Yep. 2 mana for a Multani's Acolyte. I got nothing for you, buddy. You got a Wirewood Symbiote to go with that? That would be your way to kind of pull back into the game. Squee, for sure. All right, we'll play our Thawing Glaciers back out, and then I think I'm just doing nothing. I could start attacking, but I'm not really interested in trading a Treetop for a Squee and a Multani's Acolyte. All right, they pay for the Acolyte. They have 5 mana. Wall of Blossoms, for sure. Attackers, end step. Do we want to blow this disc now? I think for tempo reasons, we're blowing the disc. I'm about to try to turn the corner. My turn, on tap, draw. A Genesis is pretty cool. Let's see here. We definitely want to activate the glaciers. That gives us a forest. Then we can like cast Genesis plus attack with Treetop Village. Or is it better to attack with Treetop ×2 plus play Powder Keg? I think I want to attack with Treetop ×2 plus play Powder Keg, because the cards that are contained in their hand could be pretty good. Combat, attack with all, damage, play Powder Keg, go. Crawfish, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Anger, for sure. And a Finhorn Elves, absolutely. All right, let's tick up this keg. For sure. Oh, a disc, huh? Yeah, let's just keep beating down with everything. Combat, full send. They just want to block the factory. That's fine. Go to damage. And then I think I am going to pop this on 1. Because they have haste now. I want to subdue their mana as much as possible. Yield through turn. We've got another disc. There's a chance we were supposed to play the disc on that turn, but I'm not really sure. Just trying to like kill our opponent. Survival, absolutely. I don't see a way out for you here. Yeah, they see it too. All right, start sideboarding. We would like, in this matchup, a couple of Naturalizes specifically for survival. And these are all... Oh, Hailstorm. Yeah, Hailstorm. This is a Hailstorm matchup. Naturalize and Hailstorm. I think that in this matchup, Scavenger Folk is pretty bad. Genesis is probably not the kind of grindy we're looking for. And then we can probably cut like a single Wall of Blossoms. Seems fine. Bring these in. Submit. What do we see here? We've got one of our Hailstorms. We've got 2 lands and a Furnace plus Naturalize. Yeah, this is a keep. The only thing we can... No, we've got all of our bases covered here, I think. Yeah, Finhorn is fine. Draw another Furnace, play a Forest, tap it, play a Furnace, go. Cradle 1, Wirewood Symbiote for sure. We've got a Wirewood. Lawnmower Elves is also good. You've got lots of mana. They got a Titania, Multani's Acolyte. Their grind game is online. Bounce it on tap the elf for sure. Okie dokie, is that it? Yield through turn. Treetop's a fine top deck here. We're gonna drop the keg, and then we're just gonna ship the turn. 2 mana, Acolyte. I think we can no, we can't F6 through this turn. Just in case they fetch or something, I want to keep their graveyard clean with the Furnace so they can't start like squeeing us. 4 manas, Acolyte. You're grinding hard, dude. Another Acolyte. 2 mana, Priest. Priest. You've done it. Are we attacking? We're attacking. I'll take the 1. Go to my turn. Pretty please. All right, let's always yield, and let's tick this keg up to 1 for obvious reasons. Mishra's Factory is a fine top deck here. I think we need to get the Treetop into play. And then I think I'll hold up Naturalize. I'm just going to pop keg on 1 now and let them bounce a thing. I just want to deal with this Wirewood problem we have. Oh no! Powder Keg popped my Furnace. Well, I'll just pass. Do we have Masticore on the side? We do. And we can Living Wish for that in a couple turns. But I want to hold up Naturalize for survival, I think. I think that play might be correct. All right, they saved the Multani's Acolyte. But that could have been a good play, like Living Wish for Masticore. Go for that. Quarian Ranger's fine. Some more big manas. Acolyte for sure. Pinhorn, absolutely. Untap, make big manas. Deranged? Yeah, deranged. I'm in deep dookie. All right, is that it? Forest. 1. Finhorn for sure. Attackers, I wouldn't. I can block pump. End step, my turn. On tap draw, play a forest, play a furnace, then eat the bottom and pass. They've got 7 mana worth of echo triggers to pay for, which they can do with just the priest, which is so good. Yeah, that's what we're kind of holding out for, Steve. 1 mana, 11 mana, survival for sure. Activate it for sure. Pitch it. Anger. Pitch anger for sure. Squee, pitch squee for sure. They get Kamahl. Looks like we're cooked. Kamahl resolves. Target land becomes a 1/1 for sure. Untap it. 13. Nuke me. All right, we're cooked. We're going to game 3. All right. They didn't see the Hailstorm, so if they're not stream sniping, it's still active. I don't think we're changing anything. I think we're just going back in. All right, I will be on the play. This hand contains a keg, and I think that on its own is enough of a reason to keep, so we will. They mulled a 6, great start. They mulled a 5, probably just looking for survival at this point. Mulligan to 4, well, okie dokie. You definitely want that 4 to contain Wirewood Symbiote and Multani's Acolyte. All right, Treetop, go. We got a little 1-drop, Finhorn Elves for sure. Land, keg, go. No survivals, no whammies. G Cradle, 1/2, survival. Or is it Acolyte? Survival, for sure, dude. Attackers, end step, my go? Yeah, we're gonna always yield, and we are going to tick this up. All right, we got a Living Wish, that's solid. Here, I think we do want to blow our keg on 1. This might force them to use the survival here. They don't have a creature to pitch, that's great. So now I think I'm going to comfortably play Treetop Village and then Living Wish. The question is, what am I getting with Living Wish? There's 2 schools of thought. Get Nantuko Vigilante, but that one's going to take me 2 turns, because next turn I'll be able to morph it, but then I have to flip it for the survival. The other school of thought is that I can go grab a Masticore and just never let them gain a meaningful board state. But if I do that, it'll depend on how much mana they have to work with. I have a feeling it's supposed to be the Nantuko, but I'm going to take a risk here and grab the Masticore. Then I'll just pass, and you may take your turn. You got a 1-drop, just a land, and a Lawnmower Elves, sure. All right, we draw. Now we can play Mishra's Factory, and I guess we're just going to see if they've got the ability to go find and cast Nantuko Vigilante, because they weren't able to spin their survival last turn. Now, if they have like a Naturalize or an Uktabi or something, we're in big trouble. But if they kind of miss here, this Masticore might be able to stop them from ever gaining critical mass in any meaningful way. All right, they're just passing, which I'm into. Untap, no response. I will pitch a Forest. Take a draw. It's a Wasteland. Let's go ahead and shoot this down. They float a green. That's fine. Go to combat. They pitch Nantuko for sure. So they had the Nantuko, just not the mana to convert it. All right, combat. Attack you for 4. Damage. Let's go Wasteland and let's pass. Pitch Anger for sure. Squee, absolutely. Pitch that one too. All gone. So they're going to be able to feed this Masticore a buffet, but I'm going to be able to, I think I've got them on a 3-turn clock right now with Treetop Village plus Regenerate up. They grab a Multani's Acolyte. You can have your Squee back. Multani's will respond by just popping the Cradle. That resolves. In response to its ability, I think I'm going to shoot the Multani's Acolyte and just yield through the turn. They get a mountain, which does not do anything. All right, on tap, we'll pitch a Forest. Take a draw. It's a Furnace. Here, I think I'd like to, as much as I'd like to attack with Treetop, I think it's also time to cycle the Tusker and the Phyrexian Furnace is too good. So what we're going to do is we'll pitch the land we get to the Tusker. So we'll play a forest, we'll tap a forest, we'll play you know what, do we even play Furnace? They've already got Squee in their hand and they can't pitch it. No, we'll wait on the Furnace. That way we can hold up Regenerate Masticore plus Tusker just to play around Naturalize. Blockers, you take 4. And then we'll just ship the turn. The Tusker will get us a card draw plus a thing to pitch to the Masticore. Pitch the Squee, that's fine. If you double swing with Treetop, they die multiple ways. Yes, they get a Findhorn, that's fine. Cradle for sure. All right, now they're just passing through their turn. At the end of their second main phase, I'm going to do this. No, I'm not. We can do this at end step, actually. Go to end step. 1, 2, 3. Cycle the Tusker. We'll search up a forest. We'll draw a card. We'll go to our next turn. And then we will feed our delightful dog a... Do we need both furnaces? I think they're better than the lands. We'll feed it a land. Naturalize, huh? All right, let's go to combat. Attack for 4. Damage. And then we'll go Phyrexian Furnace. Eat the bottom. And do we shoot the survival? I think we're supposed to. Naturalize survival of the fittest. And then you can go. You can get a Squee back. Tap for a green. Make a Findhorn Elves. I'm fine with this, I think. 3, 4 mana. Cast a Masticore of your very own. I don't hate it. No response to the Masticore of your very own. They can't shoot with it right now, so what we're going to do is trade our Furnace. End step, and let's nab that Anger. Go to our turn, untap, and then we can nearly kill them. So close to killing them. Because if we keep this forest, we can double activate the Treetop Villages in full send, and that will bring them effectively to 2. Maybe 1, because maybe they block a Treetop to save the Masticore. It's interesting. I think we're going to pitch the forest. We draw a forest. Okay. They're going to be able to keep their Masticore around by power cycling through Squee. We can stop that by using the Furnace to eat the Squee, right? So we'll play the Furnace, and then we'll just eat the bottom for now. And then we can actually attack here because they can't regenerate. So we'll go to combat, attack for 4. They take it. Then we shoot the Findhorn Elves. Then we can pass the turn. Holding Forest for a discard, holding Phyrexian Furnace to get the Squee. Tap for 2, 3, Yavimaya Granger. This is fine. Attackers, they can't really do that. End step, I'm going to still save my Masticore from Naturalize, so we're on tapping. And then in response to the no, we're not going to respond. We will. This is interesting here. They can regenerate their Masticore. Unless I shoot down their Yavimaya Granger, we're just going to pitch this forest. Krosan Tusker. Let us eat the bottom. Then we will devour the Squee. Living Wish. So they have an Echo trigger that they must pay at their next turn. They have to pitch the only card in their hand to the Masticore, and they'll have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 mana. Let's look at our sideboard here. Is there anything I can use in a cheeky little way out of my sideboard? Not quite. I think what we're doing is actually passing. Now we're going to let their Squee feast on their Masticore feast on their hand. We could Living Wish, but if I'm going to Living Wish for Uktabi, I'll do it all in one turn because they can regenerate their Masticore, so that doesn't actually do anything. They pitch Naturalize. I'm really glad I never tapped out because they had Naturalize the whole time. Attackers are fine. They could have another Naturalize here. And set the that does tap the Masticore. That's a good point. So now what we can do, it's interesting. We can shoot down the Granger. And if they, that doesn't make sense, does it? You know, it forces them to have Naturalize right here and now. And if they do have Naturalize, then I can kill the Masticore. Okay, shoot Granger, shoot Granger. Let's see if you drew another Naturalize. And if you did, I can kill your Squee or your Masticore. My turn, on tap, they didn't. Okay, no response to the Masticore. This is an interesting spot too, right? Because now I can activate Treetop and Factory and attack with both. And they can't shoot to kill both of them. And yeah, their blocks aren't good enough. Yeah, no response. Let's pitch the Krosan Tusker. Yavimaya Elder for sure. All right, let's see what you got, dude. That's not the one I wanted. Combat, full send, yield through turn. Let's see what you got. Did we get it? Oh, baby. Wow. I can't wait to send this DM to Crucible to Cyrus. Like, dude, I just trophied with your fucking deck. Hey, let's take a second to talk about this deck. I can't say too much about the selections because I believe this was designed by Cyrus of Crucible of Words. But this deck it felt good all day. Yeah, YouTube subs required. Sub to my YouTube because I just 5-0'd with some spicy shit. So if you're watching this on Fluorescent, my notes are play this deck as it is. It's sweet. Maybe a Dust Bowl on the sideboard would be really cool, but I won every game, so did I truly need it? Let's use confirmation bias to solve all of our emotional problems. And if you're watching this on Fluorescent, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.